All right, so now I have seen the second batch of season 6, Cobra Kai. And I've got to say, this is probably my favorite episode, the favorite season, favorite group of episodes since probably about the beginning. And I say probably about the beginning because I don't think anything can really overshadow the beginnings of Cobra Kai. I think the beginnings of Cobra Kai were so epic. And most of the subsequent seasons in the series, they did pretty good. I mean, some were a little bit weaker than others for different reasons. Some of it had to do with the long wait and the great expectation and under delivering, but for the most part, I love this series. But this second batch of the sixth season is phenomenal. And if you haven't watched it, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I will say that the 10th episode, if you haven't already seen or whatever, is pretty profound and shocking. I didn't see it coming. A lot of times in series, despite the fact that sometimes in the beginning it's foreshadowed and I can really put it together quite well and quite quickly, I can honestly tell you that in this episode 18, I really, really could not have seen what was going to happen. And, you know, sometimes it's in a good way. Sometimes it's not in a good way as far as being surprised. But this here is something that I think is truly great writing. And I mean from start to finish. And the reason that I say that, part of what makes Cobra Kai a really special and great series is though it really doesn't take itself too serious, and it's funny, and it's got some drama that's in it. Some people call it a dramedy. I really do love the fact that of all the things that could have happened in terms of writing, especially casting and producing this series, they could have gone a lot of different ways, a lot of cheap ways that I think ultimately would have underserved the legacy of the Karate Kid, which is where Cobra Kai is kind of a spin-off of, for want of a better description. But the writing hasn't always been perfect. I'll give you that. And it's, like I said, it's lagged in some places. And I don't think even my favorite, the best I've ever seen, don't have its moments. But this series, this second batch in the season 6 is truly phenomenal. And if you go in and you watch it, I think the fact that really at this point, because it's the last season and, there's really nothing to lose, the writers really could have they could have phoned it in. They really could have just wrote something that they thought would really just make everyone happy and tie everything up into, in a bow that, even though they would try to please everyone, didn't please anyone. And you could really just, as I said, foreshadow and you can see it coming. But they didn't do that. And more importantly, they gave you exactly what you came for, but they did it in a way that I thought was very, 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 very reflective of what we've already seen up until this point. The characters, the people that are written, the story that's being told, it isn't done in a haphazard way. It isn't crammed through. It isn't forced through. It makes sense. And while it's called Cobra Kai and it's a comedy and, less on more the drama, however you may look at that, the thing I found truly fascinating and great about this is that they're really are no real throwaway characters. And they did it considering the fact that this, I would say each episode is roughly about the size of 43, 44 minutes, something like that. They really did a fantastic job of telling the story, keeping it compelling, keeping it interesting, while at the same time developing characters that weren't just throwaway. They had a point. Each scene meant something to the actual overall story. And I liked it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. So when I give a rating, it's very hard for me to give a 10 because there's so many things in life that aren't a 10 and really just can't be. But this one here, I would give a 9 out of 10. If you love Karate Kid, if you loved Cobra Kai as when the series first began, you'll really, really come away just having a refreshing storyline, having some expectations and knowing that they aren't going to always be right, but being really satisfied with what you get. And so with this series, thus far, there's 5 more to go. There's a third batch, which should conclude this from what I'm saying, this being the last year, according to the producers. I think it comes out in February or March. I'm not sure. But whenever that happens, if they finish this strong, oh man, it's going to be real. It's already sad that this is, to me, the final season, although, I can understand. I mean, aging cast, it's getting to a point where you don't want to, tell a story or make a show without really having a story or something to say. And I'll tell you this, if this were any indication that they were going to go with the 7th season, I would definitely support it. But seeing as how this is supposed to be the end, if they can finish as strong in this last batch as they did in the second, it's going to be great. I really, really look forward to this. No one's paying me to say this. I just really love Cobra Kai. And like I said, up until now, I'd say the last season, wasn't my favorite. This, definitely a top 3 or 4 contender, the second contender in terms of the best, as far as I'm concerned, the series overall. It's really good. So I just wanted to say that because I just watched it and I felt excited and compelled to do a vlog. And I won't do this on probably a consistent basis. I'm not going to do a lot of reviews. I'll probably save that for my Voymonk video voiceovers that do about shows that I'll watch or whatever. But this was good, and this had an impact on my day, so I wanted to share that. So until my next vlog number 19 is next. Yeah, and it is 6:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're on the 15th of November. So, okay, that's it. Until next time.